Hello, everybody. And here we are for the continuation of our stream. When we finish the storyline, the next relic weapon for this class will be available, and we'll go ahead and run those as well. Can't say we're too far off from the end of the stream because Alexandria just ended and we only have one area left, which presumably is inside of the realm of Alexandria, so inside of the fractured zone. We are currently in Gridania. This is we're in Ul'dah at the moment because I was running some other things in the background while we were waiting. Let's go back to the storyline. The main storyline actually left us in Tolioro. Okay, that just led me to something. Hold on one second. Okay, time to go. Continue the story.
Electrope everywhere one turns, harboring vast amounts of lightning. This place is very much alive. Kryl, try holding your earring to the terminal.
No luck. Don't give up yet. The terminal reads the code. It might just need higher clearance. Galulja, would you give it a try? Me? If the King's authority is passed to you, then the gate ought to open.
But I leave behind that which I've gained by the sweat of my brow. It is yours to embrace or spurn.
What?
The earring. It really was.
Remarkable. A void gate is forced open with a blast of ether, and thus appears as a tear in the fabric of reality. In contrast, this is the stitchwork of a master. Neatly hemmed, without a thread out of place. A power to be reckoned with. But now isn't the time to marvel. If Galuljar can open the gate, then so too can Sveen close it. 'Twould be wise to employ magics in its defense, both to maintain its stability and ward off interference. While I am able to invoke said magics, I cannot sustain them alone. I require another to channel with me, and in unison.
For that role, I do humbly volunteer myself. But even our combined efforts offer no certainty of success. Might we prevail upon the two of you to lend your support?
Of course. If coordination between mages is required, few would be better suited than Alize and myself.
Shall I remain as well?
While your presence would be welcome, I'd rather you joined the expedition team. For despite our earnest efforts, the gate may well end up closed once more. In such a situation, it may fall to those on the other side to devise a method to reconnect our worlds. A task with which you are not unfamiliar, as I recall.
I have faith it will not come to that, but should it? I will endeavor not to disappoint.
So, assuming Wook-Lamart, Kryl, and Erenville are a given for this foray, I'll make myself useful here by guarding those who are maintaining the gate. Should any threats emerge, from the world beyond or otherwise, I'll deal with them.
As will I. Which leaves you free to head in there and do what you do best.
It's fine. Really. Mostly. Just don't let him bear the burden alone. Do you hear?
Tis done. Whenever you're ready.
Hey, thank you, Noctis, for the treats for Little Nod.
We'll protect the portal. Keep it open no matter what.
Beyond lies an unknown reflection. Short of asking an Ascian, we unfortunately have no way of identifying which one it is.
Well, what we do know is that it's Sphyn's domain. A place where she brings back those who've been lost. So for now, why don't we call it the Unlost World? Right. Let's go.
Hey, Takara! Thanks for joining.
How to describe the sheer amazement we felt when we emerged on the other side of the portal?
I fear words do not do it justice. Before us was a vibrant world where the memories of the departed abided and reveled in bygone days.
It's going very well.
Living memory, or so the Endless called it. How they laughed and smiled as they reminisced upon unfulfilled dreams, alive in all perceivable ways, yet knowing no loss. So resplendent was every ilm of this paradise. The words rose unbidden to my lips. All this time, it was here. The city of gold.
Now, I'm unsure as to what kind of monsters we're going to find here. This is old Alexandria, but it's also updated to the point that it's like a futuristic city. I was expecting like the Alexandria from the previous Final Fantasy games, where it was like a castle and then it was like a small edged tech city, but now it's like a huge bustling future advancement city. Definitely not what I was expecting. So this is new even to me. Still has some of the castle structures, as you can see right here. Like some of the aspects are still similar to a castle, but in general the majority is a gigantic, bustling, futuristic city that kind of resembles Zanarkand in a way. Like if you've ever played Final Fantasy X and you were running through the city of Zanarkand that got destroyed by Sen, the way the buildings are structured, it kind of reminds me of that much. Big bustling cities that were destroyed. Generally, these areas get destroyed by a significant force. I think this is the fraction that was destroyed by lightning. Yes, the city's appearance may be artificial. You see how the crystal looks the same as the previous crystal? I mentioned before that areas are signified as in unison based on the crystal design. So he'll provide guidance to us, but he mistakes us for endless like himself because we do not have receivers on our heads. Okay, so these are artificial recreations, each one demonstrating, or it's split into 4 sections, each one showing a different version of the kingdom, therefore a different attraction. So we may see more yet. We may have one that may be stone and mortar based on the old Alexandrian castle. We may also have some futuristic cityscapes, or maybe even some altered cityscapes from other various games that integrate into one. I am very excited to look forward to seeing this kingdom. See, that one kind of reminds me of the castle that took place in 9. That foyer kind of reminds me of the foyer in Final Fantasy VIII when we had to shoot down the Enchantress. Huh. It's quite an intrigue. Also, to duly note, this is a rather large scape and not considered a city. So this is not a sanctuary, this is a whole area. And therefore, it partakes in zoning. So there is zoning in this. Vendor units. What exactly do they sell in Alexandria? I am very much intrigued. Oh, it's the same gear as last time. All the same generic gear as the last unit's undertaking. So, I mean, these raise a lot of questions. Are the Endless bound to the city? Can they leave the city? Are they stuck here? Is everything bound to the way it is? And there appears to be no answer for any of these. Who are these guys? Why do they have... Okay, they are other players. A scholar. Examine. Yes, a scholar full-born. And an astrologian, both wearing the same exact outfit. They look like butlers with guns.
Sven? Are you there? If you are, say something. We need to talk. Sven.
That you should come here.
I haven't known you long, Sven, but I know you have a good heart. Your love for your people is proof of this. I can't let you do what you're trying to do. And deep down, I don't think you want to do it either.
I want a world without suffering. A world where nothing is lost. Would that such a place existed, but the endless only grow in number, and ever more life forces needed to sustain them. Within the barrier, we have managed to curb the cycle of rebirth these few hundred years. But we've reached the limit. That is why I looked to interdimensional fusion, to harvest what we needed from your world, from your people. And with the key, we will have it.
And once you've plundered our world of ether, what then? Will you do the same to others? All men eventually die. If you make endless of everyone, you will never have enough ether to sustain them. You but prolong the inevitable.
Sven, if you would nevertheless persist in this folly, we must stand against you. For we too have people we cannot lose, places to which our hearts belong.
Damachi, I would have loved nothing more than to work hand in hand with you to tend our nations. But fate is cruel. By the time it had brought us together, our futures had already been written.
Dang, what a way to say that you're not gonna help and now we have to go to war.
The kind and gentle Queen Sven was too weak to serve her people, and so she will serve them no more. I will erase all memories of the living Sven, she who has cursed me with this soft and powerless nature. Freed from conscience, I shall become a ruler that can protect Alexandria. A devourer of worlds. When two nations cannot protect their own without doing harm to the other, there can only be one resolution. It is a hard truth, but one you understand, don't you?
This evil is not inevitable. Try another way.
I'm afraid we're out of time. The process has begun, and it cannot be stopped.
Mesoterminal memory deletion in progress. Mesoterminal memory deletion in progress. Upon completion, interdimensional fusion will commence.
Sphene!
Interesting. Yes, that is Kafkiwa. So now we actually get to see Kafkiwa, but she is not aged because she is also an endless. Okay, so apparently you need access in order to enter each area. Access is granted via a surrogate. She will act as our surrogate to grant us access to the first area. It has a teardrop, so it's probably a water zone. Apparently there's zip lines. The sentry is a zip line, so we'll talk to them and then we'll go down the zip line to the new area, which will gain us access to 1 area out of 4. Okay, so this the specific line will take us to a zone called Canal Town. It'll be waiting for you there. Endless can just teleport freely within this zone, so they don't actually use the zip line, but let's go. And shining place. I want you to erase us. Erase the endless. Dang. She wants us to kill them all. Erase all the endless. But the endless never die, but I guess it understands because they feed on life in order to stay alive themselves. But they never die, so they just continually feed on others' lives, destroying many. I don't know if I can give an answer to that either. I mean, what do you say to that? Somebody just comes up to you, it's like, oh, we're endless, we can never die, but our power source is life itself. But having spoken with them, it's like, oh, you're just about as live as anyone else. But then you're asking us to erase y'all, which means to permanently kill or destroy them. Because as you just said, it is wrong to sacrifice others to sustain us. Remember, we need life force. Other forms of aether don't cut it. What exactly are you asking us to do? Yeah, how do you erase and or kill an endless? In each zone there is an enormous data storage device called a terminal. This is where our memories are kept. This one is surrounded by water. If you shut down the terminal, the memories within will disappear along with the endless created from them. This have to be done now. Can't we stop Fiend first and then take it from there? It's precisely in the order to stop Fiend that it must be done now. Her own memories are stored within the Meso terminal, which stands at the heart of the living memory. As you would expect, the terminal's defenses are extremely tight, but it has moments of vulnerability, such as when it has just finished calculations, which we can exploit to shut it down from within. While we wait for the opening, we erase the endless. Once we are gone, Sphene will no longer have a reason to plunder aether from other worlds. Would Sphene simply allow us to shut down the terminals? Answer is no. In preparation for fusion, the Meso terminal is currently performing massive calculations while gathering energy. Even if the system notices us, it cannot easily suspend the process. Rather than doing so, I believe it will attempt to accelerate the timetable and bridge worlds before the plan can be thwarted. It wouldn't be a decision Sphene would wish to make, but she would be able to save those who are stored in the Meso terminal, at least. There senses your strategy, and in resolving to stop Sphene, we had anticipated that it might come to this. But to actually talk about erasing the endless is difficult. Yeah. No need to feel any guilt, no matter how lifelike we may seem. We endless are but facsimiles crafted from memories. Besides, stopping Sphene requires that you shut down the Meso terminal, which sustains all of us. Sooner or later, it will need to be done. If we are erased, then it will be before more people come to harm. Living, breathing people with futures they deserve to experience. We'll do as you ask. As a personal request, while her actions cannot be condemned or condoned, I ask that you afford Queen Sphene a measure of understanding. Know that she herself didn't choose to become an endless. It was preservation that made the choice for her. She is powerless to resist her purpose. The Sphene, you know, is an ideal that preservation brought to life. Harnessing the love of the living Sphene bore from her people, they brought forth an eternal queen whose primary directive is to preserve the endless. But as you know, the endless consumed aether. Sphene was compelled to find ways to procure it, and that compulsion has driven her to resort to interdimensional fusion. Are you telling me the original Fiend wouldn't have chosen this? What the Queen might have done, only she herself would know. But the scientists of preservation had vanished, leaving their created Queen to walk alone. So as you go about your mission, think not that you're stopping a ruthless villain, but rather that you're relieving a troubled soul of her burden. Alright, Kafkula. We understand now, both your reasoning and your feelings. But before we erase the endless, I'd like to know them. I'd like to know what she fights tooth and nail for. If we're going to reject someone's beliefs, let it be after we've come to understand them. This is a lesson I've learned from the rite of succession. I realize we're pressed for time, but if it's already alright with you, I'd want to meet as many people as I can. You truly are Gulu Jas Kitin. Well, the calculations will take a while still. It should be fine if we do this as we proceed to the terminals. I'll leave you to it then. Let's split up and find some locals to speak with. Yay! It really is a lovely place. You should run along and enjoy it while you can. Just think that if you died, you would be turned into an image, just memories. But you would be unable to die again. You would live forever, but only in thought. I wonder if at that point, if it is really you. Or is it just an image of you? I mean, it actually catches your soul and it preserves your soul, so maybe it is you. But it's you born of no flesh, no desire. You're just eternally you. Surprisingly, it's actually giving me like Twilight Town vibes from like Kingdom Hearts. You know, it's very pretty, very well put together, but it's all fake. It's all just an illusion. It's an illusion played on by robotic structures designed to inhabit and recreate areas that once existed but no longer do. A water spirit. Let's see. So this is where wildlife runs free. And it looks like some droids are actually evil. Huh. It's further in that we find this zone is intriguing. But I needn't fight. Water spirits are generally passive. A majority of the time. Of course. I would attract a fire spirit. So, come to be expected, but I did find an Aether Current out of the medium, and I do need to execute an Aether Current. So, I'm sorry for wildlife, but not really. This is a creation. Interesting that I only found one. Oh. What's the Aether Current structure of this zone? There's still plenty. Why was it I was only able to find one immediately? And it was all doctored up to look pretty. Channel. Pretty deep channel. Nothing in that zone. It's a big empty zone. Huh. So these channels have their own zone. through the entirety of this one specific zone. So. So it's in that zone over there. Huh. Okay. This one's in the wind's path, which is not a place I can go to, so there are no more further down. Each channel's unique. So the channel still have zoning restrictions. So this zone is a zone of water, so the majority of the channels will be water based. However, even the water is a simulation. You can tell because the water has ambient lighting. The water usually doesn't have ambient lighting, regardless of how fantastic or clear the water is. Usually never has ambient lighting. Well, I'll be right back, taking a light break. Okay, back to where we left off. This was quite a ways back. But we already know there's nothing in that zone, so let's try and go back to the zone we know we are good at. In addition, I just had a slight DNS issue, so all I had to do was reboot and reconnect and establish a new DNS. So it's it should be okay for now. I don't know if I'll experience another one, but hopefully not for a while. Mm-hmm. Texture but no taste. Ew. The saltiness is exquisite. Would hate to give the wrong impression. Apparently there's a mysterious gentleman who is quite flustered trying to find something near the channel. I never saw anybody flustered searching around for something near the channel, but very peculiar considering most endless have no worries at all. So we're gonna go and investigate. What is with the water-made monkeys? So they're like Cabal, but they're made of water? Okay, so one of the water monkey things stole this man's wedding ring. So he wants us to kill it for him and get the ring back. Interesting. There it is. Intricate shaping for something made of water. I mean, I've dealt with living water before, and like the water man and stuff from inside of Alexander, but a water-shaped monkey? Quite interesting. You claws. So we helped the man get his wedding ring back. Yay. I don't know how to feel about it. It doesn't really strike me as something important. Also, they're endless, they live forever. The purpose of marriage kind of loses its value. Two souls intertwined for an eternity is one thing, but two souls intertwined for an eternity leading to a never-ending consequence is the difference. What makes it so valuable now is because even though it's still an eternity, it ends at death. But have there be no death, it loses its purpose. Matrimonial affairs.
Do you remember what I said to you before all this? That life is a series of journeys, that you must be true to yourself, for indeed, there's no telling what awaits. I don't know about you, but I certainly didn't expect to behold such sights. The future is as fluid as the water beneath us, truly. Tell me, my friend, have you ever wished to be reunited with someone who has passed away? I have. I do. But I think, above all else, I wish that they had lived. If only for one more day. One more day. A joyous one, if I could choose. I did all that I could to make it happen. I tried everything, and spared nothing. In that manner, I was able to keep some few souls out of harm's way, but so many were beyond my power to save. What would I have done then, had I this? And you? Can you imagine yourself spending eternity here, knowing no loss?
It is through loss that we grow stronger. I don't know the profound speakings of which he's divulging. It's a very tough subject. We're going to see what this does. It was running low on Aether, so we're going to channel some Aether into these control units and then switch it on, and it should turn on the fountain once more.
We've switched on the circuits like you asked.
Thank you, everyone. Hopefully, this does the trick.
Oh! Amazing.
Wow! Look, Mother, look!
Kind of reminds me of the water show that happened in 13 with the fireworks in the water.
It's beautiful.
I've never seen anything like it.
Wuklamat! Oh, where are you? Wuklamat!
By the gods, it's Namika.
Begging your pardon, but I'm looking for a child. A small Shibrali girl. Have you seen her by chance?
You are Namika, aren't you? It's me, Wuklamat. Don't you recognize me?
Oh, what am I to do? The child and I, we aren't related by blood, but she's as dear to me as my own.
It's all right. You found her. I'm here.
You? Could it be?
Yes, Namika. You know these eyes, this voice. It's me, Wuklamat.
Oh! It is you! Oh, how silly of me. But if you're here, then that means...
No. I'm still alive.
Oh, good. Thank the gods for that. But what power has brought us together again? This isn't a dream, is it?
It's not a dream. Or rather, it is a dream come true. I so wanted to hear your voice one more time.
Just look at you, my Wuklamat. Stronger and more assured than I've ever seen. Such hazards you must have braved, and hardships endured to come so far.
It was tough, but I made it thanks to my friends. And to you, Namika. I'm the person I am now because you always believed in me. Because you loved me as if I were your own daughter. Thank you. Thank you. You were everything I could have asked for. The best mother.
Ah, I'm so glad. Looking back, I've had a blessed life. And it was because I was a part of yours. When I lost my child to illness, I thought I'd never know happiness again. But it rekindled in my breast the instant you smiled your little smile at me. You became my purpose, my joy.
Oh my gosh, this is a tearjerker.
You were mine too.
To have this chance to speak with you again and leave nothing unsaid. I know not how or why, but I am grateful. So grateful. Where you must go, I cannot follow. But know that I'll always be with you. Take care of yourself. Promise me.
I will. Mama. I will. And one day, we'll meet again. I understand why Sving cannot bear to let them go. But as painful as it is to part, we're meant to live and die. To let go and let others carry on in our stead. We can't cling to everything forever. Come, let's keep moving.
Oh my gosh. To get hit with such a tearjerker so soon. I bet everybody wasn't waiting for that one, or wasn't expecting it. Yeah, we at the very beginning, when we entered the dome, we had an issue there. When we entered the dome, we actually got to see her in her elder age, and we watched her pass away. And here she is, now able to say her final words, which she couldn't say at that time. And she was able to say them to Wuklama.
Sleep tight, everyone.
I wish for the strength to help as many people as I possibly can. You finally got to do a tour. That's all he wanted. To show someone around. One more time. On this note, when we return to the central plaza, we will end the stream. Our next stream, we'll go down there and we'll check out another new area full of memories. But until then, thank you everyone for being here today for this stream. I didn't know that there was going to be a tearjerker in the stream, but yeah, I'm still very happy that we got to experience it. let's see. From the 13th to the 18th is the event, so I will be gone then. So we'll have to pick this back up on the following Saturday. So on the 23rd, we'll continue the story. So if you stay tuned till then, we'll go to the next area and we'll experience a whole nother memory or chain of memories. But without further ado, thank you very much for being here, and I hope to see you during our next stream. We do have a morning stream tomorrow, 4 to 6, and followed up by a secondary stream of 8 to 10. So I hope to see you there soon. Until then, bye bye for now.